I want to give out another piece of information that I take for granted, but someone may not know if they're being subjected to this kind of thing, which is the danger what the danger of medications, psychiatric medications is. And then what that is that when I went to a psychiatrist at 22, I didn't ask for medic. I've never been diagnosed with any mental condition other than trauma, cumulative trauma and PTSD. But I went for give medications because honestly at that time I was a pillhead. It was only 6 years ago that I got sober. I was a pillhead and an alcoholic and everything. And to me, I wanted pills, and I found this doctor would give me any antidepressants. And then later, when I went into recovery, starting 2006, it was convenient to use medications to aid in that process. But what I found out that the danger is that it harmed my credibility, because one of the things that can be claimed at any time about me would be someone. I mean, one of these people could say, "Well, he's off his medication," and the truth is, well, I've never been diagnosed with a mental condition, and it's been told to me that what the doctor was doing was illegal. That you can't prescribe all those medications to someone and not diagnose them with anything. But meanwhile, if the police are involved, if someone's involved, oh, you see, he's off his medication. See, he's off his medication. That is to say, that, to a person that, oh, geez, this person needs medication. Now, they're not going to know, well, what's my excuse? I'm a pillhead, but I've never been diagnosed with anything. I'm going to be able to explain that. He's off his medication claim can be very deadly. And it was something these people tried to use. When I got to the rehab, the trauma rehab, they were very supportive that I'm a person that should not be on any medications. The doctor who was giving me them, they said people like that should be in prison. They said this man never diagnosed you with anything. And they usually take all natural things, and you're really not safe seeing a psychiatrist at all right now. But particularly if you've been subjected to psychological abuse, your whole relations with a psychiatrist are distorted because of the fear. But it was used. They did write a letter to me. My mother, who lives in a fantasy world, she wrote a letter indicating that she felt the reason I wasn't speaking to them, that she felt that if I just had the right medication, I'd be the person she used to know and all this stuff. And that's very startling, and it's one of the reasons why I decided to get an attorney. But this medication thing can be very dangerous, and psychiatric power is very dangerous. And it's worth thinking. It took a lot of. I was very lucky to find a wonderful rehab where they supported a natural plan and didn't think people should take unnecessary medication. But I got very I've been very resourceful. But it is a real, that medication thing. There is a stigma. There is a stigma, and this idea that it's your medication. Not that or that you're under psychiatrist care. That in and of itself makes you incredible. That's one of the reasons why they felt at the rehab that I shouldn't do that, because they said, look, you want to go to an attorney, you don't want to have to, you don't even want to be a person who's under a psychiatrist care, particularly when it's counterindicated to what you have, which is PTSD that comes out in your body, and attempting to put words to these experiences is actually creates a kind of hysteria, and that is entirely counterindicated, and so on and so forth, and that a person with addiction should really just be able to be sober and then not require medication, because if you ever have to go off them or something, you'll go back to drinking or something. So medications can be very dangerous, and it's something worth knowing about, because this credibility issue, these things are not as accepted, particularly among the police. I mean, who are not particularly enlightened. I mean, they're not want to look at the nuances of that. But they use this medication thing in wild ways. When they pulled some of these stunts on me, and when I did finally speak up, and the first time I ever spoke up and told them what they were doing was wrong, at that time they began to tell me that they felt like if I would I mean, they were really using this. You need more well, look, if if you just take more medication, I mean, I was startled, but no, I said, I didn't realize that they were doing a whole thing to me. But the medication, the psychiatrist, I'd love to find a scenario where I hear that there's something positive about it, but there are psychologists who are, that's a mixed story, but as far as this psychiatric thing, you know, and let me tell you, one of the reasons why psychiatrists really can't be trusted, I didn't realize it until I got more to a place where it was more psychiatric and I saw what was going on. The kind of people that are involved in the psychiatric treatment, a lot of them are really rotten. And I mean, I don't mean the doctors. I mean, some of these people. I mean, a lot of these people are very distorted personalities, and they're playing games, and And the thing is, right? I understood all of a sudden why psychiatrists have this sadistic attitude towards people. A huge population of what's called the mentally ill are incredibly fucking twisted people to begin with, and I could see why how I'd gotten in this thing. I couldn't imagine why they were treating me this way, and I realized when I met some of these people, oh, I see. The crowd is really into this psychiatry is a kind of a screwy crowd, and it made sense because my own father, who was a very sick man, he loved psychiatry. I mean, it indulged all kinds of things. It just indulged all kinds of things. It gave him answers he wanted to hear. And I think they know that. And I think they're not used to an honest, good person talking to them. I think they're used to seeing people that they just don't have much respect for. So that's that.